everybody, this is one of my first official videos. We're going to be reading fanfiction today, and this is Creepypasta boyfriend scenarios. So here we have like an AN or something. Important info before you read. Please read! Before we start, I would like to say that I'm gonna try to make this as realistic as possible while incorporating the romance aspect to it. Example, Masky isn't going to be obsessed with cheesecake. Hoodie isn't going to be stuttering Kwai Dezu killer. And Jeff isn't gonna not kill you because you're beautiful. Not that you are fuck, I can't speak. Not that you are not that you're not beautiful. You're gorgeous. I mean, they're murderers for crying out. Loud. So here are the personalities of the creepypastas. I'm also going to include the standard creepypastas because I know them the most. God almighty. If you don't like it, sorry, I'm not good with apologies. Me either. Slender Man. Calm, protective, stubborn, dominant. Though he may become less throughout the story. Jeff the Killer. Psychotic, hot-headed, emotional, cause you know, Louis. Sadistic, big, potty mouth. That kind of explains me somewhat. Ben Drowned. Tricky, slightly perverted, difficult, kind of a jerk. Eyeless Jack, quiet, stoic, forceful, very stubborn. Laughing Jack, manipulative, I can't say that word. Demented, disturbing source of humor. Masky, big asshole. Leader, straightforward. Defiant. I'm not good with words, sorry. Not obsessed with cheesecake. Hoodie, quiet, affectionate, not trusting. I feel Hoodie isn't really trusting of people. But oh, dear reader, he'll warm up to you eventually. Dicky Toby, bipolar, slightly sympathetic, dangerous, loving, later though. Also, I'm only a freshman in high school, and my writing skills are pretty underdeveloped, so yeah. And I know it probably seems I'm showing a lot of hate on the fandom's interpretations of these characters and their stories, but it's just, they're not very realistic. I get you there. Anyway, but I do still love a lot of stories and read them all the time, though this needed to be done. Wow, this long! BTW, I'm starting chapter 1 tomorrow after school, so get ready for a twisted tale of romance between you, reader, and creepypastas. Alright, that was sus. Anyway. When you meet, part 1. These are gonna be long, short Arthur's note. These are gonna be long since they are when you meet. So long I might put this chapter in parts. The future chapters aren't gonna be nowhere near as long. This will also be more dialogue in our next chapters. Alright, started with the story. Slenderman. Aw crap, he whined. You had been roaming around the forest, taking pictures of its beautiful scenery for your photography class earlier today. You wanted to beat the dark. You had rushed home the night before the night could fall, only to realize that you had forgotten your camera in the forest. How could I forget the main reason why I even went into that creepy-ass place? I'm such an idiot, you mumbled to yourself as you threw on your coat and shoes. Fuck, I can't speak today. Anyway, I'm just gonna shut up and read. You walked You walked out the back door and stood in front of the big forest. Usually it seems like a peaceful place, but that is, you only went during the day. It was pitch black out now, and the forest gave off an eerie feeling to it. But you needed that camera before anyone else could get to it. Hesitantly, you entered the ominous woods. You had only been walking for about a minute until you felt an unpleasant feeling. A wave of dread suddenly rushed over you. It only increased as you couldn't detect what this feeling was. The crunching of the leaves was the only sound and it made you feel unnerved. The more you walked, the more you realized what this feeling was. It was the feeling of being watched. Your heart started to quicken its pace as your palms began to sweat. It wasn't until you heard the faintest sound of static when you decided to run the hell out of the forest. "Forget the camera, I'll get it tomorrow morning!" you unintentionally yelled to yourself. Luckily, you hadn't really gotten very far into the woods, so you were fairly close to your house. Once you practically bulldozed your back door, you raced upstairs to your bedroom, only to notice how silly you must have acted. Come on, Wyan, you don't even know if anything was chasing you. Why am I talking to myself? You pondered as you absent-mindedly checked your window. Though, once you did, your face paled at what you saw. A tall, slender figure, with no face, standing in your backyard, looking directly up at your window. Blacked out. Alright, Jeff the Killer. Here we go. Son of a bitch. Anyway. You were working the night shift at a local diner for some extra cash. Five Nights at Freddy! The thought of working at nighttime made you nervous, but it was the only spot available. And honestly, who's gonna hire a teenager to work during the day when you could make them do it at night for less pay? Welp, time to sit and do nothing. Five Nights at Freddy's. Is this how you're gonna be? I'm just gonna continue. I'm dying over here. You did bring your phone, however, obviously, so it wouldn't be so boring. The diner was located in a populated area, so you occasionally watched all the cars that drove by and looked at the bright city lights. They were bright during the night. You were playing with the buttons of the cash register out of boredom when you heard a bell on top of the door in the building chime, indicating that someone had just entered. You looked up and saw a man. He looked about in his late teens. His greasy raven hair hung low and covered his face. He wore black, tattered Converses, a white hoodie covered in old red stains. That's blood, obviously. And faded black jeans hung low on his waist. I feel Jeff is skinny and wouldn't eat much more anymore, that's why his pants are hanging. He gave off an ominous vibe. But not wanting to be rude, you greeted him. Welcome, sir. What would you like tonight? Until he spoke. Coffee. You were slightly taken aback by how raspy his voice was. It was as if he had spoken in years. Okay, sorry, but you needed to, I'm not even, because I can't say anything about the grammar, because my grammar is just as bad. It sent chills down your spine. You finally came out of your daze and said, "One coffee coming up. Would you like any cream or of sugar, sir?" "No," he scoffed. He slowly walked away and sat at a booth, his head hanging low. You headed towards the kitchen and to fetch a pot of coffee. A pot of coffee, and poured it in a mug. You brought it out and set it next to the table. Anything else? You asked timidly. You internally cursed yourself for stuttering. Yes, would you be a dear end? He slowly looked up. Your eyes widened before you knew it. You were pinned to the table he sat at. You gasped for air as the wind was knocked out of you. He covered your mouth with his pale hand. Shh, shh, shh. Just go to sleep. He took out a large butcher knife out of his pocket and held it high above you. As you tried to struggle, you tried to struggle, but you knew it was futile. As skinny as he was surprisingly strong. Gasp! You both looked in the direction of the diner's front door to find a middle-aged man standing there. The killer dashed towards him, chasing him out of the restaurant. You were shocked when you realized this was your chance to run. You used this time to run out and jump in your car. Fuck locking the doors, you said. You stomped out on the gas pedal and sped to your house, locking all doors and windows. However, you felt guilty for not trying to help the man that saved you. But adrenaline was rushing through, and all you could think was to run. But who was that man in the hoodie? Why did he want to kill you? Whatever. He probably got arrested or something, you tried to believe. After a few minutes of tossing and turning, you finally fell asleep, not realizing the murderer followed you and stood outside your window. Well, your very window. Alright, I think I'm gonna end it there, because, I might make a part 2 sooner or later, but it depends. It depends. Sayonara, bitches! Sorry if you're not a bitch. Sayonara. Sayonara, men and women and non-binaries and gender fluids. Goodbye.